What's up, y'all? Y'all joining me? Y'all crazy for being up this late. Just waiting on this room to get some people in. Let the room fill. Oh man, the music. Where is that? I need the music. I need my mind. I need the music. Tune in. What's going on, y'all? All right. So we don't have the music playing. The music won't play. We'll do without the music tonight or this morning. Yeah, it's quite late for y'all to be in here with me. So I just wanted to come in and talk. And no one else here. I wanted to do a download, but I really don't know. Maybe you came for that. Maybe it's too late for that. I wanted to do a video, a download message, a divine message. Maybe it's too late for that. Let me see if I can get my music back on. Maybe my music will get me started to talk about it. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. I'm back. So, I need the music. If it plays, then I can go into it. I need something. Get me going. You feel me? So the music won't play. Facebook don't work together. Okay. Anyway, so I'll do something for y'all. Just waiting on some people to come. We're waiting on a little bit of people. Okay. All right, I'm good. I feel like I got what I needed. We'll come back to that later. I feel like I got what I needed. I needed the energy. I needed the spirits to talk to me so I can feel like talking to you. Because I was a little bit wanting to do it like audio and not live. But because I got to do it live, I have to be like very active. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you this message. I gave this name, the title to this message. It isn't, it's a title. It's about, but I've been breaking down the 12 laws of spirit throughout my videos, I've been weaving the 12 laws of spirit in and out of my videos, in and out of my downloads. You know, I've been weaving in and out of my downloads the 12 laws of spirit. And I broke down to y'all and told y'all about, you know, there are laws that govern our existence. There are laws that govern our existence. You have a bunch of laws. You have 5 sets of laws, and in each of these laws, there's 12 laws. You have the universal law, you have natural law, you have spirit law, you have the law of discipline, and you have the law of, I'm always losing that last one. You understand? Sovereignty, sovereign law. So you got sovereign law, the law of discipline, universal laws, the laws of nature, and the laws of spirit. Now, numbers are important in the game of, in the existence of this world. Numbers are very important because there are 5 sets of laws that we are governed by in our existence. You also are governed by 5 senses. You're governed by 5 external senses, and you're governed by 5 internal senses. The 5 external senses we already know about. The sight, you know, the sight, the smell, you understand? The sight, the smell, the taste, the touch, the hearing, or the sound. These are your 5 external senses that you are governed by. Okay? You are governed by these external senses, but they are controlled by 5 internal senses that you govern. You see, let me say this again and say it slowly. You are governed by 5 external senses. And those 5 external senses are governed by the 5 internal senses. And you govern those. See, you're governed by 5 external, but you govern the 5 internal, which is spirit, which is mental, emotional, physiological, biological. Okay? You govern those 5 senses. You are in control of your physiological body and how you want to feel and receive. You are governed by how you want to feel health-wise through the biology, through what you eat, understanding that chemical structures, chemical makeup inside of the food that we eat also transforms our molecular structure in our biology. You understand? And we get to feel what we want to feel through what we eat and drink. This is why I drink tea when I do these downloads, because it calms me. It's healing to it's soothing to my body, but it also calms me physiologically. So I get to control, I govern how I want to feel when I come into the room doing this. So I drink tea because tea calms me. And then you got the spirit, the mental, and the emotional. Now, numbers are important because you got 5 sets of laws that are governed by 12 laws in each one. Universal law, sovereign law, natural law, law of discipline, and the law of spirit. Spirit law. The laws of spirit. You understand what I'm saying? The laws of spirit. Now you must understand that there are laws. And each and all these laws, there are 12 laws. Now why 12? Why 12? Because 12 is the number of a complete cycle. I broke this down to you before. 12 is the number of a complete cycle. 9 is the number of completion. 12 is the number of a complete cycle. You understand? This is why we got 12 hours on the clock. It completes a cycle. This is why we got 12 months in a year. Unless you live in Ethiopia, you got 13 months. But you got 12 months in a year. That creates a cycle. You understand what I'm saying? And so 12 complete cycles. 12 is a key number. Now, now I need you to understand this. As I continue to go through the laws of spirit, which I've shown you here already, let me show you again. The laws of spirit, I break down to you the laws of spirit. And these laws, there are 12 laws inside of each law. There are 5 laws, 5 governing bodies. Like you got the 3 governing bodies. You got the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branches. Well, you got 5 branches of laws that man cannot mess with, man cannot tamper with, man cannot create, operate, make, or whatever. These laws man cannot manipulate. These are laws that exist here because they are natural to the world, to the realm of our existence. They are natural to this realm of existence. So we cannot manipulate, or we cannot bend or fold or try to create alongside of these laws. So I just continue to bring you the laws as I receive them, breaking them down and giving them to you so that you can pick them up and run away with them. So you can pick them up and run away with them. Now we are on the spirit law of expectation. And I've did many videos. I think this is the 7th law. I think this is law number 7 in the laws of spirit. This may be law number 7. I may be wrong. I can always check though, right? I can always check. This is what? Yeah. Law 7. Law number 7. The law of expectation. You got from 1 to 7, you got the law of balance, you got the law of choices, you got the law of present, you got the law of faith, you got the law of what was the other ones? Compassion. And you got the law of, I'm losing another one. Okay? But you got these laws that work up to number 7, which is the law of expectation right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that one law I was losing. It's too dark. I can't see. Okay, yeah. The law of process. So you have the law of process. That was the 6th one I couldn't get. Anyhow, let's go back and do this. So now let's break this down. And let's give us a way to transform our lives through the law of expectation. I want to say peace to all my people in the room tonight, for real. Like, we finna do this. We finna do this. I know y'all crazy for being up with me. Like, I'll talk to this camera by myself. You understand? It's important you talk to yourself. I'll talk to myself in this camera. So, I just do this to pass it along. I don't do this to hope that you get it. I do it to pass it along. Why do I come on, especially at this hour? I come on to pass it along. I just pass on the information. I just pass it on. The knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, understanding, overstanding, the grappling with it, the tussling with it, the struggling with it. You understand? The misinterpretation of it. So I'm here as the powerful communicator. You need someone to break these understandings down for you. So as I understand it, the law of expectation, let's go. See, you need to know that, and I want to start by saying this. You expand your horizons don't expand. Watch me. Your horizons don't expand by looking out and spanning your view, your vision. Your horizons do not expand by an outward look, spanning your vision or your view of things. Your horizon doesn't expand. You understand? Or you understand? Do you understand that your mind is the telescope into your vast horizon? Your mind is the telescope into the vast horizon that you look out to, you project into. Let me say that again so you can quote me this time. Okay? Your mind is the telescope to your vast horizon, to the expansion of your horizon. That's a better way. Your mind is the telescope to the expansion of your horizon. You get to see far inside and create a wider expansion of your horizon. You get to create a wider expansion, a higher expansion of your horizon through the mind. And this is why I said you have 5 external senses, but you have 5 internal senses. And through the 5 internal senses, one of them being the mind, you govern those. You govern the 5 internal, which then becomes what you see, what you experience through the 5 external. Because through the internal, you govern and created your environment. You created your reality. You created your world. You created what that you are experiencing right now through the governing of your mind, the governing of your emotions, your spirit, the governing of the way you treat yourself through eating, your physiological body and your biological body and people you are around, elements that you take in. Because these elements you take in controls your biology. So what we must understand, understand the law of expectation. What is it? Why is this important for you to know? Because your mind, as I said, your mind is the telescope into the expansion of your horizon. You get to see farther, go farther, and watch this, even better. You get to create right now your reality through using your mind to expand yourself. And watch this, because your mind is a telescope. What does a telescope do? What is the purpose and design of a telescope? A telescope immediately takes you from where you are and projects you into that distance, into the expansion of what you are looking at. A telescope is designed to take you and make you feel in the moment that you are in that space of what you are looking into, that you have physically projected yourself into that expansion of that expanded horizon. The telescope is to make you feel or literally put you in a place or a space to where you have expanded into that horizon. It projects you. It projects you. It projects you into the expansion of your horizon. That what you see but that what you see but you are not close enough to grasp it. And so therefore you lack understanding because you cannot grasp this. You cannot grasp this. You cannot grasp how something seems so far away, but you want it yet so close, but not understanding that what is far away is close. Through the law of expectation is to say that the law of expectation is the explanation. And watch this. Facts. Okay? Even in this explanation, there's a part in this story about him aiming to hit a tree with a rock 90 feet away. And he was saying to himself, he cannot hit that rock, that tree 90 feet away. But the sage that was standing there with him told him, why do you say you cannot hit the tree? Because even if you think you can hit the tree, you keep creating this reality for yourself that you can't hit the tree, blocking yourself from believing. And so what happens is, my divine light beings, what happens is your horizon does not expand wide enough, high enough for you. Why? Because you do not look through the telescope of the mind, projecting yourself already in that expanded horizon. Projecting yourself already in that. So you take your mind, which is a telescope, and you project yourself in that expansion of your what you see far out. And you think that because you see, this is the thing. You see with these eyes, but you don't see with the eye of the mind. The conscious eye. The eye that is conscious, the eye that is aware. You don't see with the eye that is aware. And the eye that is aware is the eye that knows. Watch this. The eye that is aware is the eye that knows that reality, that expanded horizon is that reality in which you created. You created that through your mind. So why can't you have it is the question. This is the question. You created that horizon. You created that expanded horizon in your mind. But yet you tell yourself you can't have it. But hold up. How do you even see it? Let's ask that again. How do you even see it? But you tell yourself you can't have it. This is an oxymoron, if I'm using that word right. I don't know if I am. Right. It is. How do you see something but tell yourself you can't have it? Like, seriously. How do you see something but tell yourself you can't have it, not understanding that you created that what you see through your conscious mind, through your eye, your conscious eye, the eye that is aware, the eye that is aware of what? The eye that is aware of that reality, the eye that is aware of that reality. Whoa, 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 whoa. This was just a figment of my imagination. Now it's right here and I can see it and it's within my reach. Well, guess what? It could be in your hands. It don't have to be within your reach. It can be within your hands. You can make it your reality because you've already did. But then you say, oh, I can't do that. That's too far away. That takes too much time. But hold up. How did you even see it? How did you even know that it exists? Because you conceived it, number one, but number two, you've already projected yourself there in the mind, my divine beings. You've already projected yourself there in the mind. We govern the 5 internal senses, one of them being the mind. And when we govern the 5 internal senses, because we govern the 5 internal senses, one being the mind, do you understand that what you see with these eyes, you have created by what you've governed, by the governing of your mind? You created that. And so what you see comes through what you created. What you see, watch this. Let me say it even better. What you see is not something that you're looking out, okay, to. What you see is what's coming back to you. You understand? It's a projection out of your mind. So what you see is the projection of your mind. What you see is not something that just happened to be there. What you see is not something that just so happened to be there. It is out of the projection of your mind do you see that. Because you govern what you see. And because you govern what you see, you understand? These become projectors. These become projectors because everything is done in what? Thought. Everything is created out of thought. Everything is created out of thought. Intentional thought. This ain't like, oh, I didn't mean to see that. Oh, no, no, no. This is intentional thought. You purposely designed it this way. Watch this. Created this reality for yourself. Watch me. Okay? Don't lose me because I know y'all like to drift. Don't drift. Don't drift, okay? Don't drift. I got you. I got you, my divine beings. Watch me. Grasp this. What you see is not something that was there and happened to walk into its presence. What you see is not something that just so happens to be sitting there and you walk into its presence. What you see, you hear me? What you see comes out of the projection of your mind. So what you see is a reflection coming back at you. You're seeing a reflection coming back at you. And so some of you say to yourself, oh, that's not for me. I can't have that. That's not who I am. Wait a minute. Why are you hindering yourself from what you projected? Why are you hindering yourself from what you created? Why are you hindering yourself from what you've already painted and saw yourself doing and being in? But yet you say to yourself, you can't have that. What can you not have? It came out of your mind. What can you not have? It came out of your mind. Why cannot you have it? Why cannot you have it? That's the way I said it. Why cannot you have it? When it came out of your mind, it's already yours. You already possess it, but yet you play it off far away, not understanding that the mind is the telescope. Our mind is a telescope to the expansion of our horizon. And so what happens is, what we do with a telescope is we take what seems to be so far off and we bring it into our proximity. We take what seems to be so far off and we bring it within our proximity. Okay? And you will feel as if you can actually touch the moon, touch the stars when you're looking at it through a telescope, because you're feeling that close to it. It's in your proximity. You have it now in your proximity. But let's look at this. You know those virtual video games? You know those video games, like them virtual video games, you put the goggles on and it projects you actually, like you are not there physically, but you're really there in the mind. And so your heart races, you get adrenaline rushes because you're looking at this, right? You're watching this virtual video game with these goggles on and you're going on this roller coaster ride and you can feel all the exhilaration. You can feel everything as if you were really on that roller coaster ride. You know, they got those virtual video game goggles you can put on and it projects you inside the video game. It puts you and makes you feel to be inside the video game. Even though you're not physically there, you're actually there in the mind. It's a reality to you. It is a reality to you. This is why it's called virtual reality, because it is a form of reality. It's a form of reality. And you project it yourself. And when you put those virtual goggles on, you project yourself into that reality. Why is it called virtual reality though? Because you virtually get experiences of adrenaline rushes. You virtually get the experiences of the hype and all of the noise and the sound and the feeling. Physiologically, this is one of the 5 internal senses. Physiologically, they create what? They create what? You are being, listen, you govern the five internal senses, which is the spirit, the mind, the biological, the physiological, and the emotional. So what happens? You govern it, but guess what? You allow others to govern those for you. And so they create your reality. And so therefore you cannot see. And therefore, when you create out of your mind, you say you cannot have it. That's what I mean. So therefore, don't lose me. So therefore, when you create out of your mind, but you have, like, you create out of your mind and you say you can't have it. Wait a minute, where did it come from? It came from your mind. So why can't you have what came from you? You know why you can't have what came from you? Because like that virtual reality game, they've created and assimilated, but let me not even say they, and let me not go there with this, they stuff. But in the virtual reality game, the object is to do what? Is to take over and control your existence, your world. It is to control your reality in the five internal senses way. Physiologically, you get the adrenaline rushes running through your veins. You get the adrenaline rushes running through your body. You get the feeling in the rush of being in that virtual reality game, as if you was going down a real roller coaster. You understand? Because you have been projected inside that game. You have been projected. That's the goal. The idea is when you put on those virtual reality goggles, their goal is to get you to feel like you are actually in the game. And in a sense, you are. You are. Every part of your being is in that game, except for your physical being. But your mind is there. Your emotions are there. You're there physiologically. You're there biologically. Because some of you get into those video games and you pee on yourself. I'm just saying. You might for real do something like that. But that can happen. Or you may feel your heart stop in the way if you are in the virtual reality game and it's a violent game and you feel like Grand Theft Auto and someone walks up on you and they stab you or they shoot you. You may feel that and your heart may stop a little, controlling you biologically, stopping your whole being. You understand? And so you're governed. And so you don't think that, and you don't expect nothing. This is why I'm breaking down the law of expectation, the spirit law, the laws of spirit. And the laws of spirit, number 7 is the law of expectation. And so you don't expect to have or get or gain nothing of your conscious reality. Why I say conscious reality? Because you were there in the mind when you created what you see, but what you see you think isn't yours. But what you see you think isn't yours. You don't think it's yours. But do you not know that what you see came out of your mind? It came out of your consciousness, out of your reality that you created in your mind. That became your, it is your reality. Your reality is a projection of your mind. Your reality is a projection of your mind. Are you understanding? And so your level of expectation is very low. Your level of expectation runs really, really, really low. Because you see yourself not being a creator. This is facts, okay? You need to understand that you are a creator. Okay? You need to understand that you are a creator. And when you understand that you are a creator, that horizon doesn't seem so far off anymore. When you look out to the horizon, it doesn't seem so distant. It doesn't seem so distant. Why? Because you know through the mind, you could project yourself into that reality, just like a virtual reality game. Through the mind, you've projected yourself into that real game, into that game, through the mind. And none of that is real. None of that world is real. But yet, none of that world is real in the virtual reality game. But yet, you're there. You're in a simulated environment. How in the hell they project you into a simulated environment, controlling your very emotional being, your very physiological being, your very biological being, your spiritual being, your mental being. They've governed that all for you when you are the governor of that. But because they govern it for you, they get to govern they get to govern what you see. They get to tell you, and they get to govern what you see. And so therefore, what you see, you can make a claim that it ain't yours. Why? Because, listen to me, because you know that what you see isn't what you want. Let me say that again. Let me slow down for you. What you see isn't what you want. Why isn't it what you want? Why isn't it what you want? Simply because you don't think you have anything to do with what you see. Let me say that again. It's simply because you don't think you have anything to do with what you see. And so you don't want what you see. And why don't you want what you see? Because you think you have nothing to do with what you see. And you think someone else gave that idea to you. And so you give it to them. And they get to have your reality. They get to have and create your reality. And you don't want what you see. Because you think you had nothing to do with what you see. So guess who get to control what you see? Because you think you had nothing to do with what you see. So who controls what you see? Who do you relinquish control to? You relinquish control to those who assimilate an environment for you. And so therefore, you are projected inside their environment. And so what you see isn't what you want. Because guess what? You don't want what you see. Because you don't think you had anything to do with what you see. And so they who create your reality, you allow them to have your reality. And this is why jealousy comes in, envy comes in, hate comes in, malicious and malice comes in. Why? Because we see people getting their blessing when we think it's our blessing. Or we see people getting their good when we think that should have been us. We see people getting the positions when we think that should have been us. And guess what? You had the inkling, you had the mind, you had the notion that that did belong to you. But because, guess what? You didn't project yourself into that reality, because you didn't project yourself into that environment, because you didn't already become that what you knew you were capable of, guess what happened? You relinquished it to someone who projected themselves in it, and it became the reality. It became their reality. And so hate, jealousy, envy, malice comes in, anger, grudging comes in, and you start to be mad at who? People who seems like to you got what you believe you deserve. Wait a minute. Huh? If you deserved it, then why don't you have it? The law of expectation. You never expected it to be yours. You never expected to have it. You never expected it to have it. You never expected it to be yours. And this is why even in this little book here, it explains how the man who was walking with the sage, he had doubt that he could hit a tree throw this rock he had at a tree that was 90 feet away. And he had doubt when the sage was telling him, you can hit the tree. But he had doubt that he could hit the tree. You know why he had doubt? Because he never expected to hit the tree. And expectation is everything to us in our manifesting. Expectation is everything to us in our manifestation. Manifesting or manifestation. Expectation is everything to us. In the conscious reality of manifestation, manifesting what we want comes through expectation. Expecting that to be yours, expecting you to be there, expecting what you want and you say you want to have is already yours. And here's the oxymoron to that. Here's the oxymoron to that. You create it through your mind, because let me say this again. What you see through these two projectors right here is not something that has already been set up there. What you see through these projectors is only a reflection coming back at you that comes out of your mind. You understand? You're seeing what you cast out through the projection of these lenses right here. These lenses are nothing more than projectors. These lenses are nothing more than projectors. These are not to see the world externally. These are to see the world internally. These are not to see the world externally, but to see the world internally. Don't you understand that your world is created through and out of your mind? And so out of your mind, it is projected through these two. And what you're seeing is a projection of what comes out of your mind. And it's coming back at you. And a lot of you say, you don't deserve, or you don't want, or you get jealous, you get mad, you get angry at certain people for getting certain things, for getting certain positions, for getting certain places in life, getting certain whatever in life. And you get jealous, you get mad, you get angry, you become malice, you become malicious, you become all these things. And you say, I deserve that. She didn't deserve that. I deserve that. He didn't deserve that. That should have been for me. It should have been for you. It was yours. It was. Here's the problem. You never expected to have it in your possession. You never expected it to be yours. Because, again, the mind is the telescope to the expansion of our horizons. In order to see, listen, we must go within to see how far we can go. We must go within to know how far we can go. We must go within to know that we can go far. To know that what is far is not really far, but it's truly near. We must go within to know that what is far is not really far, but it's really near. It's really near. Are you understanding me? So, we must project. Like a telescope. It projects you into that space of the moon and the stars, and in your mind, in your internal senses, you begin to feel like you are right there next to the moon, like you can touch the moon. And you start reaching out like you can touch the moon. And you start reaching your hand out like you can grab the stars. Because in your mind, it has been created. In your physiological body, it has been created. In your biological body, it has been created. In your spiritual body and in your mental body, it has been created. That you can touch those stars and those moons. And so you reach out because you think you can. Wait a minute. Where does the reaching out even comes from? It comes from a control of the physiological body. And so you reach out like you can almost grab the moon and the stars. Now, if you believe that by looking through a telescope, looking at the moon, looking at the stars, if you believe that you can touch it by reaching your hand out, knowing full well you are not going to be able to grab the moon and the stars, but yet you still reach your hand out, where does that come from? That comes from an innate, watch this, It comes from an innate. It comes from an innate. What I want to say is losing myself on this one because I want it to be right. It comes from, okay, it comes from an innate understanding that it is rightfully yours. It is rightfully yours. It's your inheritance. It's rightfully yours. It's your inheritance. What you create out of your mind is what? Your mind is the telescope to the expansion of your horizons. You can go, what you see that seems to be very far off, you can bring it right here. Like looking through a telescope. You can bring it right here. And you'll reach out like you can really grab it. And you could. And you would. Because with that kind of faith, which was the last law of spirit, the law of faith. With that kind of faith, do you believe that it's already yours? Watch this. Do you believe that it's already yours? Not because you see it in the distance, not because you see how close you are to it, but because it's already in you. It's already in you. It already filled your heart. It already filled your heart. And that's when it becomes yours. And you don't have to worry about trying to run the distance to get there. Paul said in the Apostle Paul said in the Bible, he said, I ran the race. I kept the faith. He said, I ran the good race. I kept the faith. What good race? Did he run an actual race? No, he did not run the actual race. He ran the course and the path which he was put here to do and projected out to do. Again, we don't use the Bible for preaching. We just use it for references. Like I use this for references. Okay? But the Apostle Paul also ran a race. He ran a race. Of what? What was the race? Of faith. He ran the race of faith. He ran the race of faith. Now the law of expectation says what? The law of expectation says that what you see, I'm about to go somewhere with this one now. We about to turn up. The law of expectation says what you see is rightfully already yours. It's right. So why do you, I ask you this question, my divine, why do you see something out in the distance and say to yourself, oh, I could never do that. I could never have that. That could never be mine. I could never do that. I could never have that. That could never be mine. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do you even see it? How do you even see it? It is through the projection that you see it. Because it was projected out of your mind that you see it. And it's already yours because it came out of your mind. You projected it. It's already yours. But you say it's not. And I ask you, how could something that has come out of you not be yours? My people perish for what reason? What's the reason my people perish? Because they lack the what? They lack a vision. They lack a vision. You perish because you lack vision. You perish because you lack faith. You perish because you lack expectation. You perish because you lack faith. You perish because you lack vision. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The vision. or what you see through these lenses is only being played back to you from the mind. Because the mind projects through these right here. These are like lenses. These are lenses. Just like glasses. Glasses brings what is far close. Glasses bring what is far close. The same thing with a telescope. Glasses take a projected image and brings it closer. Telescopes takes a projected image and brings it closer. So what you see is also a projected image. How do you bring it closer? The law of expectation says that it's already yours. It's already yours. You don't have to debate about this. You don't have to argue about this. It's already yours. How? Why? Because it came out of you, but it's already yours. If you know that it's yours in your heart. Now, the heart is governed by the emotion. The heart is governed by the internal senses of emotion. You understand? Through emotions do we feel in our heart. Through emotions do we feel in our hearts. And so therefore, you can manifest just like you can manifest love. Just like you can manifest sex. All these things you can manifest once you understand that it's already yours. And that comes through the law of expectation. The law of the spirit law of expectation is to believe that what you see for you is already yours, because it's not something that was put in your way or in your line of sight. It is not something that was brought to your line of sight. It's what you see came out of your own vision. And again, I'll say this, and this is where anger comes in at, hatred comes in at, jealousy comes in at, malice comes in at, viciousness comes in at. Because you see others getting their good, you see others getting their due, you see others getting that position or getting that title or whatever. They're getting the things that you feel you deserve, and rightfully so. You should not be angry, but rightfully so that you should believe you do deserve it. Why? Because it was yours. It was yours. It was yours, but somebody else saw it as theirs too. Somebody else saw it as theirs too. And so my people perish because they lack the vision of seeing themselves projected in it, putting themselves up close and personal with it, putting what seems so far off and bringing it right within their proximity by doing what? Putting it in the heart. Through the feeling do you create. Through feeling we create. Through feeling do we hear. Through feeling, everything is done through feeling. Feeling is what? Vibration. And vibration does what? Vibration pulls everything into our existence. Vibration, everything is vibration. And we feel in our heart operates. Our heart is electrical. Our heart is a very big, this is why when you get, go to the hospital and you get a heart attack, they hit you with the electrical shocks. They put those little two things on your chest and they put that and they pump you with that electrical shock. Clear, boom. Sending an electrical charge to your heart. What is a pacemaker? A pacemaker is an electrical pump that restarts the heart. Why? Because the heart is electric. When you need a jump in your car, what do? When you need a jump, you hook up what? You hook up electrical jumping cables from one battery to the next battery. Your heart is a battery. You hook up a set of jumping cables from one battery to another battery, and it jump starts the battery. The heart is like the battery. The heart is electric. And I need you to understand this, that through what? Vibration, through energy, through this electrical heart and energy, are we connected to the universe? Are we connected to the universe through what? The power, the energy, the electrical energy that runs within our hearts. Because that's what connects us to the vibration of this realm, of this existence, to these fields. Our hearts are connected to that same electrical current that runs and governs the planet, that governs the universe, that governs our life, that governs our world, our existence. Our hearts are connected and tied divinely to that energy, to that vibration. And guess what? Because you are connected to it, you can pull it right within your proximity. And you can pull it and put it right in your heart. And it becomes yours. And it becomes yours. Because you pull it and put it in your heart. Because of the law of expectation, the spirit law of expectation, you know it's yours. You don't have to debate or argue with anyone if it's yours. You know it's yours. You know it's yours. You already know. So there's no debating. There's no arguing. And and the main important thing is there's no competition. There's no competing. You don't have to compete. You don't have to compete with anyone for what is yours. There is no race to it. Paul said what? I kept the faith. I finished the race. I kept the faith. What race? His race. He finished his race. Not nobody else's race. He finished his race by keeping the faith. The sixth law of spirit is faith. I did a video about that a week ago. But now we're on the law of expectation. And so through the law of expectation, through the law of expectation, do what? Do we own what we project and say that it's not ours? Don't lose me. Don't lose me. Through the law of expectation, we own already, because it come out of us, what we project. But we don't own it. We don't own it. And why don't we own it? Why don't we own what is ours? Because like I said earlier, you have allowed others to assimilate an environment for you. Just like when you put on those goggles, the virtual reality video game goggles, and when you put those goggles on, and let's say it's a game like you're riding on a roller coaster, and when you put those goggles on, that video game takes over your whole world. Because you physiologically, biologically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually feel like you are in that game. And I say spiritually because of why? I say spiritually for what reason? Because we understand why emotionally we may feel. Well, spiritually, let's say it wasn't a roller coaster game. Let's say it was a Grand Theft Auto 3 game. A Grand Theft Auto 4, a Grand Theft Auto 5, whatever. Let's say it was a Grand Theft Auto game. And spiritually, you project yourself into a virtual reality. And if in that video game, a guy just comes up and stab you, your heart may jump inside your chest. Your stomach may drop inside the pit of your stomach, of your gut. Your stomach may drop into the pit, feeling as if you really got stabbed, feeling as if you really got shot, feeling as if you really been hit by that car in the video game. And you would feel like that happened for real to you. You would feel like that really happened to you. Checking for your legs. Because that video game did what they created it to do. Govern your whole conscious mind. It governed your whole conscious mind. And so you reach out like you're looking through a telescope and you're looking at the moon. So you reach out like you can touch the moon. Why? Because it became your reality now. That's why. Because that when you're looking through the telescope and you see the moon and the stars and you reach out like you can grab it, it has become your reality. It is your reality. But you can't grab the moon and the stars. And the reason why you can't grab the moon and the stars, I said it earlier, is because you don't believe what you see is yours. And so others see what you see, and it's not competition. They just see what you see, whether they are good or evil. It doesn't matter who it is. When they see what y'all see the same thing. They may be a good or an evil person. It doesn't matter. But they see it. And what they see, they project themselves in it. Grab it. Manifest it. Cultivate it. Manifest it. And make it their reality. And alternatively, it becomes now your reality. And you are governed by these people who virtually create your reality. And right now, we live in a virtual reality without the video game goggles on. Without the video game goggles on, we live in a virtual reality. We live in a simulated environment that has been given to us like a video game. A video game is in a simulated environment created for the world of virtual reality. Like The Sims, Grand Theft Auto. It's a virtual reality, a simulated environment. And we too live in a simulated environment. Why do I say that? Because they took from nature and created your world. So they sell you food at the grocery stores when that's free. You can eat fruit for free off the trees, out the ground. That's a whole nother topic, though. That's a whole nother topic. We're talking about the law of expectation. We're talking about the law of expectation right now. And so my people perish because they lack a vision. My people perish because they lack a vision. You lack vision. You lack vision. Not vision like we tend to think of it as, but vision like we don't understand that we create our reality, and we don't think that our reality is a projection out of our own mind. When this is far from the truth. Our reality is a projection of our mind, because our mind is the projector. Our eyes are the lenses of what we projected out of our mind. Our eyes are the lenses. What is in the mind gets projected through. These eyes is right here are lenses. So what's in the mind gets projected through the lenses. And what we see is a reflection, or what we see is what we see is something coming, an image that is coming back at us. An image that comes back at us from what we have projected out into the universe. It is a projection. And so what we see looking back at us is nothing more than what we projected out of our mind through these lenses. Like, look at it like a real projector. Look at it like a real projector. And it puts an image on the wall. So, The law of expectation. I'm wrapping up. We must believe that what is projected out of the mind is ours, whether it be what we don't want or what we do want. And so you must be understanding that you can control and expand your horizon. And we can control our environment. We can control our environment. We control our environment through what is projected out of our minds. We can have exactly what we want. Oh, I don't have $60,000 for a Mercedes Benz. Yes, you do. You do have $60,000 for a Mercedes Benz. You just never projected. Listen to me. You just never projected yourself into that because your initial thought is, I don't have $60,000 for a Mercedes Benz. Guess what? You will always believe with faith and tell yourself, before you even give it real natural thought, you would tell yourself you would never own or could not own a Mercedes Benz. Because you would say something like, oh, I don't see myself driving that kind of car. This is what you would say to yourself. I don't see myself driving that kind of car. If someone gave it to you, you would drive it. Yeah, if someone gave it to me, I would drive it too. If someone gave it to me, I would drive it too. But guess what? You control your reality. You can have a Mercedes Benz, and I'm not one to promote material stuff anyway. You understand? Like cars and homes and clothes and stuff like that. I don't do that stuff no more. I had everything I wanted in life at one point. And I gave it all up. Didn't want it no more. So I could come and do stuff like this. I wanted to do this more. Talk to the people. You understand? So I'm projecting my reality. I'm projecting my reality. And my reality is nothing more than what comes out of my mind that is coming back at me. And so do I say to myself, oh, that's not for me? It depends. What did you project? What do you want? It could be for you, it could not be for you. What did you project? What do you want? What do you want? What did you project? Oh, that's not for me. Yeah, it is yours. If you see it, it's yours. But you would say it's not yours because you would not think that it came out of your mind. You would think that what you see comes out of the mind of someone else. You don't see it coming out of your own mind. You don't see it coming out of your own mind. And so it could never be yours. It could never be yours. Listen, it's late. It's 2 o'clock. Let me see. It's 2 o'clock on my side. And it's that time now. I gave y'all enough. But I do think y'all need to get it again. So I ask that you listen over and share it. Listen and share it. Okay? I tend to use my camera as a mirror. Okay? Listen and share it. So that others can get this. So that others can get this. Right? Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. All right. Let's see if we can get some music playing, and I can end this with on a good note. Let's see if we can get some music playing, and we can end this on a good note. Huh? Okay. So, believe strongly that what you project is yours. Believe strongly that what you see is yours because you project it out of your mind. I try to end with an outro. Give y'all some good sounds of Africa. I love me. I love me. I love me. Amanda, Queen, I love me. Okay? I want you to know that I want you to know that I want you to know that you are the conscious creator of your reality. You are the conscious creator of your reality. Queen, how you say it? Queen Vanetta Gates, I love me. Let us understand that we're not separate. Let us understand that when we speak to each other, I'm speaking to me. You know why? Because what I see comes out of my mind. Who I see, who I've chosen to see, comes out of the creation of my heart. So I own that which I own that which I see. The things I see, I own that. Who I see? I see me. Because I see love. Who I see love. I love me. I love me again. Keep your minds on projecting. Let me say this again. I want you to quote this. Quote this. Quote me on this. Quote the Lord. I am the ascended master. To quote us an ascended master like myself. You ought to say, your mind is a telescope to the expansion of your horizon. Your mind is a telescope to the expansion of your horizon. Your mind is a telescope to the expansion of your horizon. Your mind is the telescope to the expansion of your horizon. What you see in your mind, far out, you can bring right within your proximity. You can bring in close. You can have it, own it, know that it's yours. When you understand through the law of expectation, you know it's yours. Through the law of faith, and you pull it in because it's already created. Right here. The whole thing. Okay? I can't get the sounds to play straight through, but it's okay. Sounds better like this. African hymns and African spiritual songs to uplift and raise our spirit as African people, Africans and Afro-Queens. We must understand that we need each other. We need us to uplift us and stay elevated and love us all the time. Okay? Love us all the time. Not some of the time, all of the time. Yes, your mind is a telescope to the expansion of your horizon. You get to bring, I like that, you quote that. You get to bring that which you see so far off, you get to bring it into your existence, into your vision, into your reality. You bring what is projected into your reality. Through the mind. Do you create it? You bring it into your reality. You bring it right here. It's yours. Peace.